Bitcoin has been struggling for the past 200 days, moving sideways in price action and losing interest for a lot of people. But things are about to change. Bitcoin is getting ready as we speak to have the largest move in the last 200 days. We have breaking news happening right before your eyes that we're going to give the latest and greatest happening in the charts right now, especially with price action. Price action first time in 100 days trying to reclaim this line. Also, middle of our screen, RSI, first in 200 days, break through this red trend line. Then, bottom of our screen, the star of the show, the Stochastic RSI, our momentum, having an official cross. Things are heating up. Bitcoin is getting ready for the biggest move in the last 200 days, and we are about to drop all the knowledge you need to know right now. Let's get into it.
Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses? Don't you just wish that there was buy and sell alerts that could be sent to your phone? Well, today, your dream is a reality. My indicator bundle is a one-time payment and unlock it for life. Get money-making buy and sell alerts directly to your phone. It works for Bitcoin and all altcoins. It's great for day traders, swing traders, and long-term holders. Whether you've been in crypto for 10 minutes or 10 years, sign up now and make 5 times more in this cycle with my indicator bundle. Best of all, this is the largest ever discount we have ever had on the indicator bundle. The problem? It's only for a limited time. Save an extra $300 off when you sign up with crypto. Plus, sign up right now and unlock 3 special bonus trade alerts valued at over $1,500 completely free. I literally can't make it any easier. Go to CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Give yourself this gift you can use for life. Once you sign up, see if you're a lucky winner to add my hybrid indicator to your cart. Go now. The clock is ticking. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Again, that's CryptoCrewUniversity.com.
Here we are on the Bitcoin US dollar index, and we are on the weekly chart. 3 components to today's video, all jam-packed with knowledge. We have price action, trying to reclaim this moving average. We have the RSI breaking through for the first time in almost 200 days through this red moving average. And then the star of the show, the Stochastic RSI, having a potential official cross. Let's start with price action. As you can see, price action has been range bound for 200 days, right? We had this huge rally up to our new all-time high, and once we got to our new all-time high, things really cooled off. That's when most people thought the market would just continue up, but as you know, we don't even need to roll the clip. 200 days ago, I sat here in this chair and I said that Bitcoin was going to have a surprise correction that nobody expected. When I said it, everybody said there's no way in hell that would happen. And here we are 200 days later, we haven't even touched that all-time high that we have made. But right now, I am preparing you for the next big move because it's right before our eyes and we have a lot of evidence in the charts that are screaming it's about to happen. So with price action, 100 days ago, we started having trouble with this moving average. This is the 21 SMA, standing for simple moving average. And what I want you to do is put this on your weekly charts. Why? Because when you zoom out, it's really simple and really clear. When we're in a bull market, we hold this line, this moving average, as support. And when we're in a bear market, we hold this moving average as resistance. It's really simple, and charts need to be made simple so that everyone can understand them and make better decisions. Right now, we have been holding resistance for the past 100 days. In the past 100 days, we spent about 1 or 2 days above said moving average. We are trying to, as we speak, have our first candle actually print above here. The second, it would be the second candle in the past 100 days. This would be huge for Bitcoin to reclaim this moving average, something that we hate to see as resistance. As I mentioned, the only times we see it as resistance is when we're in major trouble. We saw it as resistance back here earlier in our bull cycle, and this happened to be at the end of a 200-day period of sideways action. Sound familiar? That's what we're in right now. We're literally in a 200-day move of sideways action. Is exactly what we were in here, and we had spent some time below this moving average and then absolutely went parabolic to our new all-time high. The only other times in a bull that we actually held that moving average as resistance was right before the COVID crash. Plain and simple, you can look at all the history of 14 years in front of our eyes, and there's only two other data points. Literally, earlier in the bull run at the end of a 200-day move to the side and right before the COVID crash. That's it. That's all the data we have to work with in 14 years, and we're 100 days in trying to have our first candle reclaim this area. Huge news. Now let's get to the middle of our screen. This is really one of the stars of the show. RSI, overbought, oversold. Here's what I want you to know. This red line that you see right here on the chart, this is called a trend line. And whenever you draw a trend line on any time frame, you just want 3 touch points. We have a touch point here, and our second here, our third here, our fourth here, our fifth here, and our sixth was the time we touched right before we broke through. So we have an official trend line for 200 days holding resistance. It forced us in the RSI to create a high and then a lower high and then a lower high and then a lower high, continuous lower highs as we were holding our market structure down here in this yellow line. As we said in last week's video, and by the way, it's great to see you after a week. We got a fresh cut over here to match my son, but here we are with the charts, right? We had this yellow line holding support. This yellow line goes all the way back to the early days of 2012. You can see 2012 and 2011 right here. That's when we started forming the structure. It's been critical structure every year since. And when we fell from our all-time high, we fell to structure, which we had held before our all-time high. This level right here on the chart, this yellow line, is about 44.
Indicator bundle blowout sale. Limited time only. Here's what my indicator bundle students have to say. Mark profited $50,000. Dr. George made $70,000 profit. Carl made a 300% trade and brings in steady income for his family. I want you to be next.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm actually up 32,000.
I experienced my first big winning trades, over 100% gain.
Save an extra $300 off when you sign up with crypto. Get trade alerts right to your phone. Make 5 times more profit. This is your chance to start dominating. Clock is ticking. Sign up now.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. It'll change your life. It changed mine.
So on the weekly scale, RSI 44 holding key support. If we break that in the coming days to weeks, it will add multiple months of recovery. Why? Because our entire bull run for the past 2 years has built structure on top of 44. If we break that, it would be a spiral out of control. Mark that on your charts and watch it like a hawk. We do have on our hands, first time in 200 days, a breakthrough of this trend line. This is monumental. Why? Anytime you break a trend line that has a couple hundred days of data as resistance, it's like a pressure cooker that bursts. These are when the biggest moves happen. Look no further than the last time I drew a red trend line on a chart and showed you repeatedly and beat you over the head with it. And I said, when we break this red trend line, we are going to have the complete end of the bear market and the start of a new bull run. That happened to be back in 2022 when everyone said I was crazy. I was screaming at the top of my lungs for you to buy Bitcoin at 15,000, 16,000, and 17,000 when everyone said, Steve's crazy. There's no way in hell that's the bottom. I was screaming, it's the bottom. We don't even need to roll the clip. you've already seen it. That is a trend line of 700 days. That was a huge break. And you can see we went from 15,000 up to our all-time high with that break. And now we have a new one. This one's 200 days. We just broke it. Now, what is this technically called? This is technically called a breakout. We have a breakout, which means we broke above this red line. We have not confirmed that yet. That happens in the following close, which happens to be on Sunday, 11:59 UTC time. That will be our confirmation. Again, rookie traders will just trade based on emotion. They're like, oh my God, we broke out. That's it. Well, they don't know the difference between breakout and confirmation. They just get so excited. They see the line go through. They're like, oh my God, green through the red. It's got to be good. What experienced traders do is they're not trying to time the absolute dollar points of the best and the worst. They are simply trying to play a different game of minimizing risk and maximizing reward. How do you do that? Well, you can wait for a confirmation. It means like if we break through here, sometimes we actually crash back down through. That's why experienced traders will wait for a confirmation. You can play that game on any time frame. Even if you're on the 1 hour chart, you don't want to trade based on a breakthrough of a trend line on the 1 hour chart. You have to wait a whole nother hour. Oh my God, your day is going to be ruined. You have to wait a whole nother hour for the next candle to close, and then you have what's called a confirmation of said trend line. That, my friends, is what I want you to get in the rhythm of starting to do. Again, rookie traders will be like, oh my God, I'm going to miss these opportunities and these profits. That's irrelevant. You want to minimize risk and maximize reward. That's the only game you're trying to play. And money always moves from impatient hands to patient hands. In the history of mankind, even way back in the day when we were trading spices and cows, it was the same. Money in the form of spices and cows always moved from impatient hands to patient hands. That's the game I want you to play. Period. End of discussion. Now, we have a breakout here, not a confirmation yet. We are trying to close the candle above here. We haven't done so yet. So what can we expect? Look no further than the bottom of your screen. The stochastic RSI, the star of the show, our momentum. We understand the RSI, oversold, just broke through a 200-day. We just had an official stochastic RSI. Now, keep in mind, this typically happens every 6 months like clockwork. What we had on our hands are 2 fake out signals in a row, which is remarkably rare to have 2 consecutive fake outs on a weekly scale of the stochastic RSI. Look no further than all of the evidence here. A true stochastic RSI confirmation is one that has the fast line, which is the blue, and the slow line, which is the orange, confirm above the 20 level. We've done that not only once, but twice in a row, both of which were fake outs. Find another one on the chart. It's not going to happen. This is very rare. We're in very rare territory. Why? Well, if you look left, all the answers are left. If you look left, you can see that we had a remarkably long period of overextended momentum. And the market has to have a cool off after that. Look at any evidence in the chart we've ever had, right? We had an overextended period here. Well, we had a fake out here. We had an overextended period here. Well, we had a long period below here to make up for it. Everything reverts back to the mean. And we just spent too long, overextended, and we had a couple fake outs in a row. This one, what we need to see out of this one is we need this fast line, the blue, and the slow line, the orange, to make a higher high. You can see we had a high on our first fake out. We had a higher high on our second. We don't want this to turn into a failed rally and a lower high. That would be devastating for the momentum of Bitcoin. We want this to be a higher high and continue our momentum up. What we have on our hands is a breakout. We have a confirmed stochastic RSI cross. So right now, the market is bullish in the short term. There's no denying that. However, in the broader scope, we have been range bound for 200 days. So quite literally, any move that's not above 74 is pretty much irrelevant, right? That's been every move for the past 200 days. So this move won't be really relevant unless it gets above 74. Let me give you another price that's also highly important. This peak high here, the previous pivot high of about 70K. Any move that's not above 70K would be a failure, a complete failure. It has to take out this pivot high. It's got to, right? So that's in the short term. The broader scope is it's got to make a new all-time high, or the whole rally would be a failure. And you may say, well, didn't we have this breakout here, and don't we have the stochastic RSI on our side? Yes. But in the broader scope, for the past 6 months, we've had the 2-month gravestone doji candle weighing over our heads. That's gone nowhere. As I told you 6 months ago, this is the storyline. It's going to be the weekly stochastic RSI versus the 2-month gravestone doji. That's what I told you 6 months ago, and I've been telling you every video since then. It's still the same storyline. Now we have an official stochastic RSI cross, and now it's going to go battle the 2-month gravestone doji candle. And we'll see who wins, right? They're two very different time frames with very different power. There's a reason that Bitcoin hasn't gotten even close to creating a new all-time high in the past couple hundred days. We printed a gravestone doji candle on the 2-month time horizon, which I showed you right here in this chair, months and months and months and months ago. That's still the story. It's an exciting story. It's a very compelling story. But what we do have on our side is we broke out of the structure from 200 days. So we have momentum on our side from the stochastic RSI. We're going to potentially confirm this on Sunday, 11:59 UTC time, and we're going to try to have our first candle above here. Those are 3 big steps for Bitcoin. But again, none of this is relevant if we don't get above 70. And then the next step is it has to get above 74 for any of this to be really, truly relevant. That is where we're at with the market right now, but things are heating up. Hit that subscribe button.
From Mark, Steve's education made all the difference. We profited $50,000. From Dr. George, in just 1 week, I made $70,000 profit using Steve's indicators. Carl, I made 300% trade with his system. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. Check out what my indicator bundle can do. SHIB USD turned 10,000 into 30,000 with this quick buy and this quick sell. Bitcoin turned $10,000 into 147,000. Ethereum turned 10,000 into 270,000. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. Stop leaving money on the table. Sign up now and get buy and sell alerts directly to your phone for the rest of your life. Recover those losses and make 5x more in this market cycle. Save an extra 300 off when you sign up with crypto. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking.